from the other camera angle? The back camera looks better.
Huh?
It looks better from the back camera instead of front.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, Sita, take a seat, 10, 20 minutes. Don't worry, it'll be good. Pankaj, you have to listen carefully.
I'm here. I'm doing
Okay.
this. I'm with you.
Gurave Gaura Chanda Radhika Tadada Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Sri Advaita Gadadha Shiva Sati Gaura Bhaktaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. First of all, I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Om Vishnu Padri Dandi Swami Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Shiksha Gurus Nichilila Purshi Gaura Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, all devotees, thank you for coming. So, sometimes little difficult situations come, and Guru Maharaj said if one acharya says something and another acharya says something different, we have to reconcile. Someone just, they say. Because we see in history, sometimes, because of time, because of place, because of circumstances, great persons may, what do you say? How do you say it nicely? They may say something maybe not fully 100% true, not 100% correct according to philosophy, because time, place, and circumstance. And there's many, many examples. Like Sri Jiva Goswami, you've heard of him, right? Rupa Goswami he come to establish this Braja Bhakti. No, but especially, he have too much his own personal mood of Parakya Madhurya Rasa, service of Radhika. So he present that in his philosophy. You know, understand?
Kind of. I get what you're getting at. I don't know what you're
Right,
talking about though.
Like Radharani is not married to Krishna.
Correct, I know that.
So that unwedded relationship is called Parakya Bhava. Many people not understand. It seems to be outside the rules of the Vedas. But Krishna is also outside the Vedas. So many people may hear that and think this is improper. Why Krishna is doing this? Like when Sukadeva Goswami was speaking Bhagavatam, you see, Sukadeva Goswami only speaking Braj Lila. Especially he's talking this Napariham, this end of Ras Lila. Also this Gopi Gita. When in separation from Krishna, Gopi is speaking so much about Krishnas. And Krishna never get to hear directly from the Gopis how much they love him. Because Gopi means Gopanya, to keep secret. So Gopis in fact always act in such a way as if we don't love Krishna. When they see Krishna, then they. So what they feel inside, Krishna not get chance to hear. Guru might say, like if you burn incense in a room and you lock the doors and windows, that smell becomes very strong. But as soon as you open the windows, Pankaj, what happens? It goes out. So as soon as you say, I love you, it's lost. So gopis never say that. What they feel to Krishna, they never say. But when Krishna is not there, when separation, then their mood comes outside. So Krishna, Madhusudan said, Krishna, don't think Krishna was not there. And when Gopi is speaking these 19 verses of Gopi Gita, Krishna putting his anchal there like a gopi, he also sitting and hearing all these things. Sukadeva Goswami describes. So Sukadeva Goswami is so much absorbed in what he's speaking, he's not looking at the audience. Some speakers are like that. Bhaman Maharaj said, some speakers look at the audience, and according to the audience, they give some instructions. Like Trivikram Maharaj would say, what's the use in talking to him about Manjari Bab? All he's thinking is, when can I get married? So Trivikram Maharaj said, you look at what is the audience, then you speak. But our Gurudev, he would just speak his own. And Bhaman Maharaj said, another type of speaker, don't look at the qualification, they just speak. Because they know no matter what you speak, everyone understands only according to their qualification anyway, so it doesn't matter. And Bhaman Goswami Maharaj said, one is not more merciful than the other. So Sukadeva Goswami in the second category, his eyes closed, he's just seeing Krishna Lila and speaking. What the audience thinking, he's not looking. An audience is many different type of persons. Some is devotees, some is yogis, some is jnanis, some is this and that. All is not bhakta. But Parikshit Maharaj was watching. And he saw in the face of many, many people, what is this? Why is Krishna doing this? So, not for himself, but Parikshit, for them, Parikshit Maharaj asked the question, Gurudev, Krishna come to this world to establish religion. Why is he performing the irreligious activity of dancing with the wives of other men? Then Sukadeva Goswami mood fully changed. I already told you, Kama Dveshat Boyatsna Dyata Bhakta Surimana. If Shishupal can achieve Krishna by envy, Kamsa by fear, the gopis by lust, then what problem? Then Sukadeva Goswami, Sukadeva Goswami changed. Oh, that's the worst thing you could give him.
That's okay. That's good. No.
Give him a cushion, he can play anyway.
It will make some.
So Sukadeva Goswami changed his mood. And he stopped speaking Brajalila, he started speaking Dwakalila after that question. So sometimes, for whatever reason, different types of disciples are there. And Guru has to give something for everyone. Like we see, Rupa Goswami established this mood of unmarried relationship with Krishna. But his disciple Jiva Goswami, he also had many different type of disciples. So he saw many, maybe for whatever reason they not accept the Parikya mood or they have a different mood, whatever reason, Jiva Goswami wrote something different, where he seems to promote the married relation with Krishna. And it seems he neglected the Parikya mood of Rupa Goswami. But Jiva Goswami wrote, Kwachit Lika, I write something for myself and something for others. And what happened? Then the generations after Jiva Goswami said, here, look, here. So what happened then? Maybe 200-300 years that conception is going on until Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur appeared. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he is fully eternal associate of Mahaprabhu. People call him the second incarnation of Rupa Goswami, so close. But in his commentaries, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur not support Jiva Goswami. He again established what Rupa Goswami established. So many people thought this Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is against Jiva Goswami. And so much they became excited by that, they want to kill him. You know the story in the book. They knew every morning Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur did Parikrama Brajmandal. So this party, they were hiding in a forest, actually just behind, Varahagat, just behind ISKCON. When you turn on the Parikrama, they were hiding there to kill him in the forest. But Vishwanath Chakravarti knows everything. So they saw him enter the forest, they're hiding there to kill him. But they saw no old man is there. What they saw, one very beautiful young girl is picking flowers. And this girl, her beauty, everything was like some divine thing. So they came attracted to this young girl and they asked her, oh young girl, where are you from? I am from Varshana. I am from Yavat. What are you doing? I'm here picking flowers for the service of my mistress. And they asked, have you seen any old man here? She said, no. Then next minute, what happened? That beautiful young girl again became Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Understand, Anupam? Means he showed them he's like eternal spiritual soul. Then this party, they realized who is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. They did pranam and he forgave them. So sometimes we see, some acharyas speak something, but people misunderstand, and they think this has become Siddhanta. Understand? Another example, like Prabhupada, when Prabhupada came to the West, then Prabhupada began teaching the Jiva fall from Vaikuntha. Pankaj, come and listen. Forget that, please.
Okay, but anything?
Don't worry.
You need to cook.
Don't worry. I'd rather you come and just listen a bit. It's
We
okay.
got the shot.
Doesn't matter.
You're doing it, Shanta. I'm just saying everything.
I not feel happy you're there.
I'm here with you, but I'm 100%.
But this thing needs too much attention and have to hear too much carefully. So, like Prabhupada, he came to the West and he was preaching the Jiva falls from Vaikuntha. Why? This is not in the scriptures. No previous guru has spoken like that. So when Prabhupada came back to India, then his godbrothers, Obiel Kapoor, they asked him, why you say the Jiva falls from Vaikuntha? It's not true. Then Prabhupada said, I know it's not true. Hey! But you don't understand, no? Mayavad is so strong in these countries. Unless they hear that the Jiva falls from Vaikuntha, they cannot develop a conception of being eternal servants of Krishna. Understand? Let I'll move closer.
Shall I take him out? It's going to be very disruptive.
It's okay, I'll tolerate if you tolerate.
Alright, great.
So Prabhupada, they asked him, why are you teaching the Jiva falls from Vaikuntha? It's not true. And Prabhupada told them, I know it's not true, but you don't understand the Western countries. This impersonalism, the idea that God has no form, is so strong. Unless they hear they fell from the spiritual world, they cannot develop a belief, I'm the eternal servant of Krishna. I have to go back to my home, back to Godhead. So we call this a preaching tactic. Of course, when we say about Gurudev did a preaching tactic, people become excited. But all great acharyas have done it, you cannot deny it. Jiva Goswami did, Prabhupada has done. So why not Gurudev? You cannot deny. So some controversy has come between what Prabhupada said about himself, his internal mood, what Prabhupada's godbrothers have said about himself, and what Gurudev said about Prabhupada. Some, for whatever reason, some misunderstanding has developed. So tonight, if people are a little patient, I want to talk a little bit about what Prabhupada said about himself. Because 1,000 people may talk about Prabhupada's mood. Pankaj, take the boy.
We're giving her chocolate.
Will that help?
It's on the top shelf to the left.
You have a PhD in patience. So tonight we want a little look about Sadhu Shastra Guru. If Guru says something, okay, but we also have to look what the previous Gurus have said, right? And then if there's some discrepancy, we have to give a little reconciliation. So 1,000 people may say something about Prabhupada. At the end of the day, who knows Prabhupada the best? Prabhupada. So we want a little talk about what he himself said. So we know many, many times, Prabhupada, when talking with his disciples, many times, like one Govinda Dasi, I just met her in Orlando. She told me she was in the taxi going in San Francisco with Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada turned to her and said, my Gurudev is Gopi Manjari, but I am the friend of Krishna. Prabhupada's direct statements. When Prabhupada was like 1967, people began writing Vyas Pujas for Prabhupada. And there's one lady, Harsharani. She's one of the first disciples now. So she said, oh Prabhupada, I know you are the friend of Krishna, you are helping him steal butter and yogurt and all these things like that. But you are the dear friend of Krishna. When Prabhupada heard that, Prabhupada said, put that in Back to Godhead. Back to Godhead means Prabhupada Anumodan, he support that. If it was not true, why would he allow it to be printed? No. So also, if you see the deities he established, no? Krishna is in the Goloka Vrindavan, but each devotee have their own worshipful deity. Like our Gurudev's Gurudev, everywhere he established mostly deities of Radha Vinod Bihari. Because he will always remember that special form of Krishna. But Gurudev, when he would install deities, mostly he would install deities of Radha Raman Bihari. So Gurudev liked a little different Surup of Krishna. So that form which is in their heart, they bring outside, and by mantra they install that form into the deity. That's called Pran-Pratishtha. So Prabhupada, when he installed his deities in Vrindavan, Yamuna, which deities he established? Krishna Balaram. In the middle of his temple. And who he put on the side, Pankaj? But who's in the center? Krishna Balaram. Actually, I heard a wonderful story when I was on the train. Then one ISKCON guy was doing books on the train. I said, just sit here 2 minutes. And I asked him, what do you think is the service of Prabhupada? And he said, Sakhya Ras. And I said, why? Why do you think that? Tell me. So when Prabhupada was installing the deities, then the Pujari told this to this man, and this man told to me. I was quite astonished. When Prabhupada was installing the deities, they brought devotees from all over the world and all over Vrindavan, and then they chant by mantra, they install the form of Krishna into the deities, and they give abhishek, they bath with ghee and yogurt and milk and sugar and things. And then when they dress the deities, they offer foodstuffs for the first time. Right? Krishna has just been invited in the temple, so we have to feed him. So they're bringing many rices and sweet rices and all type of sweets. So when the Pujari walked past Prabhupada with a plate full of kachori, with a plate full of samosas, Prabhupada grabbed a samosa and bit it. And the Pujari was a little horrified because it hadn't been offered yet. So he asked Prabhupada, you can't do that. And Prabhupada laughed. Don't worry, I am the friend of Balaram. This is a special mood of the cowherd boy friends of Krishna. They all eat off one plate together. It's not that Krishna is God, he has a special plate. This is one it's one Anubhav of Sakhya Ras. No? They bite and they give to Krishna. Hey, this one's nice. Krishna, you take that. This is one special mood of, we don't find other rasas doing that, but this is a special mood of Sakhya Ras. And one time, one Prabhupada disciple, his name's Shrutakriti, still he travels everywhere. So he told this story. He was many years Prabhupada's servant. So one day he looked through the keyhole. What's Prabhupada doing in his room? And Prabhupada was rolling on the carpet in his room. And Shrutakriti was like a little bit astonished, So after he asked, Prabhupada, don't mind, but what were you doing rolling on the carpet? Prabhupada laughed. I was wrestling with Balaram. So I remember when I heard that, I thought, no gopi wrestles with Balaram. So this is very sweet mood. Very sweet mood. So many people are saying, no. In Gaudiya Sampradaya is only Manjari Bhav. But our Gurudev never taught like this. Even this verse, Anapita Chirim Chirat Kuruna Avataro Kalo Samapaitam Unut Ujvalara Sam Swapaktishriyam. This is the main Mangala Charanam of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, written by Rupa Goswami. That after a very long time, Krishna came here with the mood and complexion of Radhika, and he distributed Swabhakti Sriyam. So Swabhakti Sriyam in his commentary, Krishnadas Kaviraj, in his commentary in this verse, he talks about all four rasas, Das, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhur ras. When he talks, gives the explanation. Guru Maharaj mostly gives emphasis to his own mood. So from that, people think, Swabhakti Sriyam means only Manjari Bhav. But actually in his commentary, Kaviraj Goswami describes all four rasas. Because all four rasas, where they come from. Radharani. Right? Radharani has so much friendship with Krishna. One drop of that becomes Sakhya Ras. She has so much Vatsalya to Krishna, like protecting, nourishing Krishna. One drop of that becomes Nandi Yasoda. Radhika is also so much mood of service to Krishna, Das. One drop of that becomes Dasya Ras. Of course, Madhurya Ras is there. So we find in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sampradaya, all four rasas are there. Before Rupa Goswami and also after Rupa Goswami. Therefore in Sakhya Ras we find devotees like Nityananda Prabhu. In Sakhya Ras we find Hridaya Chaitanya. We find Gauridas Pandit. Even in modern times we find devotees like Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji. These are famous devotees. Gadadhar Pandit's guru, also Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he's in Vatsalya Ras. Paramananda Puri, he was Sannyas, godbrother of Mahaprabhu. He's in Vatsalya Ras also. So we can say definitely there's a prominence of Madhurya Rasa in the Sampradaya. There's definitely a prominence. But if you make a rule, no, everyone is Manjari Bhav, then you run into problems because there are exceptions also. Like Sukadev Goswami is not in Gopi Bhav, Sukadev Goswami in Dasi Ras. But he spoke all Rasvila because he's a Charya. No? Vyasadeva himself, no, he's not Madhurya Ras, he's something Narad. So before Rupa Goswami and after Rupa Goswami, we find all these other rasas there. So it's not correct to say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only giving this. Because when Mahaprabhu was discussing with Ramananda Roy, when there was discussion of Das, Sakhya and Vatsali Ras, Mahaprabhu accepted. And they're there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Srimad Bhagavatam is the Purana Mamalam, the Vaishnavam. This is the main basis of all our teachings is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And we see Das, Sakhya and Vatsali there also. No, you cannot deny it. So, and there's many, many things. No? So this mood of Sakhiras, we cannot say that all the gurus in our line are all Manjaris. Yes, we can say prominence is there, mostly they are there. But you cannot say only that. Otherwise, then comes the question, what, only Madhurya Ras, the devotee can give Diksha? No? Even one godbrother, I won't mention his name, oh no, only sannyas is only Gopi Bhav. What Gopi Bhav means? Manjari Bhav. No. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had 14 sannyasis who were always with him. One is Vatsalya Paramanda Puri, another is Brahmanda Bharati, he also Vatsalya, and 9 with the Navayogendras, they're in Santaras. So many people say like this, sannyas mantra is only for Gopi Bhav, or these Diksha mantra is only for Gopi, but we find that is not the case, no? So what Madhusudana Maharaj calls terrorism, spiritual terrorism. If you're not in our group, then we're going to finish you. So now people making a philosophy, only Madhurya Ras, that's only our Sampradaya, Madhurya Ras can only be Guru Parampara, then trouble comes. No, this is not the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accept even devotees like Srivas Thakur. His worshipful deity was not even Radha Krishna. Srivas Thakur always meditated on Lakshmi Narayan. Murari Gupta, he's devotee of Lord Ramchandra. But he's in Gaudiya Sampradaya. So we cannot make a rule only Madhurya Rasa is Gaudiya Sampradaya, only Madhurya Rasa is Rupa Goswami's line. We cannot say it like that. Gurudev would speak like that sometimes just to give prominence to his own mood. Because there's no doubt Gurudev came to preach Manjari Bhav. So Gurudev's main goal is to push that anyhow. So Gurudev spoke with some emphasis on this Manjari Bhav. But not that he banned all other moods, and all these other moods are excluded. No? So, and in Prabhupada's time, everyone accepted Prabhupada's in Sakhiras, all his disciples. All his disciples. Then, and all Prabhupada's godbrothers accept him also in Sakhiras, like Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj. No? Even years before this thing came up, there was one devotee, his name Madan Gopal. What's the name of your Gurudev's godbrother, who is a Charya? Tirtha Maharaj. Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, no? So he was disciple of Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, but like Shiksha Guru, I guess, your Gurudev. Then years before this, he asked Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj. He told me this. They were talking somehow, the personal mood of Prabhupada. Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj had memorized Prabhupada's prayers of the Jaladuta. He knew them. And he said, Sakhiras. Your Gurudev told Sakhiras. Afterwards, for whatever reason, he did not speak anything about it, but that time he spoke. Prabhupada's other godbrothers like Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj. When they read to him the prayers of the Jaladuta, you know the prayers of the Jaladuta? When Prabhupada was coming to America, he had 2 heart attacks. And he thought, I'm finished. So he wrote one prayer. No? They didn't find that prayer till years afterwards. No? We call the prayers of the Jaladuta. No? So this is the only thing Prabhupada wrote about himself. Everywhere he just translated the works of his Gurudev, the works of Vishwanath Chakravarti, works of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But as far as I know, these prayers of the Jaladuta, the only thing he wrote about himself. And some people say this is preaching tactic. But in the middle of the Atlantic, who's he preaching to? There's no one to preach to in the middle of the Atlantic. He suggests his own prayer to Krishna. So one little bit read it. So he calls Krishna brother. Right? Even this translation here, no nice translation. Tumala milana bai, Krishna tava punya habe bai. Here they've translated, oh my dear friend Krishna. But it's not friend, bai means brother. Who calls Krishna brother? Will any Manjari say brother? Can you call Pankaj brother? So who will call Krishna brother? Even Nandi Soda will not call Krishna brother. Who will call Krishna brother? Friends. Like friends, hey bro, how are you going? Oh brother. So Krishna tava punya habibai. So this mood is very sweet, this prayer. Very sweet and very deep. In this prayer, 2 times he calls Krishna brother. Many people want to ignore this prayer. But I feel they do so at their own risk. Madhusudama said they may bury our Krishna Balaram temple. They put us 50 feet in Samadhi. The prayer of Jaladuta will always be there. So Krishna tava punya habita. Oh my brother Krishna, you need some punya. Punya means some good activity. So Prabhupada writing to him like that. E punya kuribe jabe radharani kushi habe dhruvi ati bole tumatai. Prabhupada's going to America to preach. So how he prays to Krishna, not directly, he prays to Krishna through Radhika. Yeah? So what is Krishna's great weakness? Krishna knows his great weakness is Krishna's affection for Radhika. So when he prays, he not prays to Krishna directly, he prays through Radhika. What does he say? Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Sachi Sutta Priyati Krishna Seva Jara Tulyana. My Gurudev is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. No? And he is very dear to Lord Chaitanya, Sachi Sutta. Krishna Seva Jara Tulyana. No one can serve Krishna more than my Guru, he writes. No one can measure how much service he did for Krishna. He is Jagat Guru, he is Mahan Guru. No? Krishna Bhakti Deya Taita. He wants to give Krishna Bhakti to the whole world. I won't read the whole prayer, no? But at your own convenience you can read. So he's saying, so my Gurudev, he has ordered me to preach this in every town and village. So Krishna, you have to help me. Why? Because my Gurudev is who? Very dear to Radhika. Who is Prabhupada's Guru? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Who is he? Nayana Mani Manjari. So this order has come to me through my Gurudev. And who is my Gurudev? Very dear devotee of Radhika. So Krishna, if you want Radhika, if you want Radhika to be pleased with you, you have to help me. No? This is my Gurudev's desire. It means Radharani's desire. This order come to us through Radharani's department. So Krishna, if you want Radharani to be happy with you, you have to help me. So very sweet way he prays to Krishna. No? So he prays, help me, I want to preach, I want to do this. No? Then last, Tumara Milana Bai. Oh my brother, again I will meet you. Ei bar se sukha pai go chalane guri dinabo. Again I will feel the happiness of your direct association. Kato ban chuta chuti. Ban means forest. Chuta chuti means I will go from one forest, chutna, then go to another forest, right? Hindi jante hai na? Chuta chuti means what?
Different meanings. Sometimes it's like ants.
That's chinta. Wrong. He's Hindi. Chuta chuti means going from one forest to another.
Yeah. Leaving, to leave, yeah.
Right, there he goes. Hindi guru here. Banikai chuta chuti. I will go with you forest to forest. Banikai lutaputi. Luta means what?
To loose. No, luta left.
You're terrible.
No, because you're saying luta.
Lutna means to steal. Lutna.
Alright.
Yeah, right.
No, because I thought it was chori.
Lutna.
Okay.
Lutna is the verb, to steal.
Okay.
Pankaj, lutna means...
Robbery, like what we're doing right now. Cooking for Maharaj,
Just stick to the topic. Lutna means to steal, to rob.
To rob.
So Bani Kai Luta Puti means I will steal your food and eat. Sejin Kabe Habimo. when that day will be mine. No? So very clearly, he's praying for a place in the cowherd lila of Krishna. If there's a book, I don't...
Kind of like a burning question. So where's the misunderstanding?
I'm coming to it.
Okay.
I just want to establish a little background first. Sedin kabe habimo. When that day will be mine. I don't have time, but there's a book and there's a quote from Srila Sridhar Maharaj. No? Should I go and get it? Forget it. Just take my word for it. I can read it. At our own convenience we'll go. But he talks about this thing. So after finishing all his preaching propaganda, he has desire to again enter this cow-keeping service of Krishna. That service is very dear to him. Therefore, everywhere Prabhupada established Gaunitai, Krishna, Balaram, therefore it's almost clear that his eternal position is the servant of Krishna. So, this argument comes. Why? Gurudev is a follower of Prabhupada. Gurudev is a follower of the Guru Varga. No? So all the Guru Varga like Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, no? Prabhupada himself, there's no doubt about it. All have said Prabhupada's the friend of Krishna. And many, it seems like our Gurudev has said something different. No? So we call this a preaching tactic. And when we say this, many people become agitated. They say things like, you think Gurudev was cheating us, Gurudev was deceiving us? Well, at the end of the day, it could be. But the cheating of a Vaishnava is always for our benefit. Maybe we cannot understand, so they present something so we can accept it. And everyone's done it. But when we said Gurudev did it, then people became a little excited. So our Gurudev, half of this fight is we are saying don't pull Gurudev out of his Guru Parampara. Gurudev can... See, they're listening?
Yes, Paul, we're listening.
What did I just say then?
You just said everyone's listening. Paul's listening.
Don't pull Gurudev out of Guru Parampara. That's what we're saying. Gurudev is a follower of Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. Gurudev is their follower. So when this argument came, then I said to Dee, I could see where everything was going. It was quite caustic and online and stuff. So I could see there was going to be a big disturbance. And I said to her, we should not do this. Then she became like a lion. No. We are fighting for two reasons. Prabhupada's own personal mood, don't cancel it. And we're also fighting for Gurudev. Don't put Gurudev against his own Guru Parampara. Right? Gurudev is a follower of the Guru Parampara. Don't pull him out of Parampara. Gurudev cannot say anything one word different than his previous acharyas. So what did Gurudev exactly say? Then comes the question, what did Gurudev really say? Many times if you look at Gurudev's direct statements, Gurudev is talking about, whenever he talked about the Swarup of Prabhupada, Gurudev would use very careful language. Very careful. What would he say? Prabhupada is in Gopi Bhav. Prabhupada is in the mood of the maidservants of Radharani. He is serving in Madhurya Ras. Even their statements, Gurudev would say, when I hear Prabhupada is only in Sakhya Ras, I feel so much pain. I am here to show that he is also in Madhurya Ras. No? So what's Gurudev talking about? No? So we're here to present this idea. If Gurudev's right and Prabhupada's a Manjari, that means everyone else is wrong, including Prabhupada's own statements about himself. We cannot think like that. So how do we reconcile? We also cannot think that Gurudev is some mad person who just speaks anything without meaning. No. Very, very carefully, Gurudev say any word, very carefully he thinking. No? So we should understand there are 4 types of cowherd boys. Right? And this is what many people don't understand. No? So in Jaiva Dharma, you look around page 300, 310, it talks about this in the Rasvichar section of Jaiva Dharma. But many people read, but they cannot understand, because to understand this topic, it's not enough just to read a book. You have to go to some high-class Vaishnava who really understand the subject matter. So in Jaiva Dharma, I cannot remember the chapter, but a page number and everything is there. There are two types of devotees. One is called Kevalarati, and one is called Oswatarati, and one is called Paratarati. Two types of devotees. Kevalarati means when a devotee only has one mood. Like Madhya Yasoda, right? She's just the mother of Krishna. Or Radharani, she's just the beloved of Krishna. There's no other mood in her. But some devotees have a bhav which is called Paratarati. Parata means together. Like, anyway, so there's two moods. So Madhusudana Maharaj explaining, according to Rupa Goswami, devotee always have one mood. This is called sthai bhav. Pankaj, try and hear. One devotee has sthai bhav. Sthai bhav means permanent emotion. This is like a king. Oh my God. I wonder if I did that to my mother. I'm sorry. So the permanent mood of devotee, this is called like a king. Rupa Goswami give this example. So in Kevalarati, the king's there, he have no one else. He's just there on the throne. But Paratarati is a very wonderful thing. No? Imagine the king has a friend. Like I said, hey, Jaydev, come and give the lecture. And no, the king has a very dear friend in the audience, a minister, a friend. Hey, come and sit on the throne. So the friend sits on the throne for 5-10 minutes. How it is to be king. And the king goes down on the ground like that. But still, even though the friend is now king, friend knows, I'm just here temporarily. Friend knows who am I. And the king on the ground, he also knows who am I. So in this Paratarati, sometimes the secondary mood becomes prominent, like a king. And the prominent mood which recedes in the background. In Jaiva Bhaktivinoda Thakur is called this Sanchari Bhav. If Sthai Bhav is like an ocean, Sanchari Bhav is like a temporary wave. It comes, then it goes. It comes, then it goes. So in Sakyaras, there are 4 types of devotees. One is Kevalarati, the other 3 are Paratarati. So there are 4 types of cowherd boys. Right? There's one cowherd boy, they're younger than Krishna. Maybe Krishna's 1 month older than them, 2 months older than them. So they have mood of Dasarati to Krishna. They're a friend of Krishna, but they have little Sanchari Bhav of Pranam. Krishna's 2 weeks older, a month. No. They're different. The names, but he gives the names in Jaiva Dharma, I cannot remember. But they're a little younger than Krishna. Sridham's older than Krishna.
Oh, the younger one, they have
Younger
the
one.
bhava. Okay.
They have Dasibhav, little bit touch. They little respect Krishna.
Like elder brother.
No, these are the younger ones.
Yeah, but they think Krishna is elder
Don't-
brother.
Yeah, older brother. Right. There are some sakhas who are the same age as Krishna. There's no difference between them. They have Kevalarati, just Sakyaras to Krishna. They're called the sakhas. So the Priya sakhas are younger than Krishna. The sakhas are the same age as Krishna. The Surid sakhas like Balaram, like Sridham, they're older than Krishna. They have little Vatsalya. They can chastise Krishna, like Yasoda chastises Krishna. They can chastise Krishna. Hey, you're a little... Hey, we know more than you, we're older than you, listen to us. And they have a feeling we are protecting Krishna. Like when Krishna goes to the forest every day, Yasoda calls to Balaram, Balabhadra, these older sakhas. They even, Rupa Goswami said, they even carry bows and arrows, slingshots, spears. Oh, Balaram and other sakhas like Bhadra saying, Krishna is a little foolish. He's very small. So, like the eyelid protects the eye, you should always protect him in the forest. There's many demons there, protect him. So they're friend of Krishna, but they're older than Krishna. So they have some Sanchari Bhav, they're Vatsalyaras. They advise Krishna, they give him advice, they can chastise him. And there's a very special 4th type of sakha called the Priyanama sakha. Now, if we look at the language that the acharyas have described this mood, then you'll understand Gurudev's words. Rupa Goswami said, and many people think the Priyanama sakhas have no gopi bhav. No, but in Jaiva Dhamma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has quoted Rupa Goswami Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujvala Nilamani. And there he says the Priyanama Sakhas are the personification of Ujval Ras. The Priyanama Sakhas is the personification of the Gopis' love. It's there, it's Ujvala Nilamani, clear as day. Rupa Goswami has written in Radha Krishna Ganudesh Dipika, no? Dvaya Milino Baba, Madhura Baba Bhavata. Madhura. The Priyanama Sakhas, Milana Dvaya, they always arranging the meeting of Radha Krishna. And they serve in Madhura Ras. Jiva Goswami in his commentary, he writes, the Priyanama Sakhas serve in Sakibhav. Sakibhav. So they're men, but they have Madhura Ras to Krishna. They have Gopi Bhav to Krishna. Whenever Krishna goes to meet the gopis, he never goes alone. Who does he take with him? Always? Subal, Madhumangal. They're like Krishna's shadow. Like in this old writings of Rupa Goswami, like Dan Kelly comedy. Krishna's joking with the gopis, but Krishna's not alone. Who does he have with him? Like two wings, this Madhumangal and Subal. If they have just the mood of being cowherd boys, they cannot serve in that lila. So they have Gopi Bhav. And Gurudev would talk about this. There's a lecture, we have one book, it's called One Drop of Brajaras, 1992. And Guru Maharaj talks about the Bhav of Subal. Didi said she was there for that lecture in 1992 in Bombay. She remembers. And Didi's like, she was saying that time, because Gurudev was talking about the mood of Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Didi said that time Guru Maharaj clearly indicated, here's the party of Radharani. Party of Radharani. But which party? And he's also written in Radha Krishna Ganudesh Dipika, the maid servants of Radhika include Madhumangal and Subal. Maid servants, that's feminine. They have male bodies, but they have the mood of being the dasis of Radhika. So when Gurudev would talk about, he is in the mood of the maid servants of Radhika, he is in Madhura Ras, he is in Gopi Bhav, what's Gurudev saying? Someone who have little bit effect, Guru Madhusudana Maharaj says, we need two things to understand this topic. Some heart and some brain. Two. Need some love for Gurudev, some love for Prabhupada. But you also need a little bit of brain to understand what Gurudev was talking about. So, if you accept, and that's another thing, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj would always say, we heard, Swami Maharaj is the avatar of Subal. Avatar of Subal means avatar, Subal's mood incarnation. So the Priyanam Sakhas had very, very special position. And this 1992 lecture Gurudev was talking about it. That Subal, always trying to arrange the meeting of Radha Krishna. Without Subal, very hard. Who will pass message to Krishna? You have to meet the gopis here. Who will do all that? This is all Subal's department, Madhumangal's department. So one time, Krishna could not meet with Radhika. In Parakya Bhav, because Radha Krishna are not married, there's always some obstacle. Radharani's husband, Radharani's mother-in-law, Jatila, Kutila, they're always giving some obstacle. If something's very hard to get, it becomes so tasty. Like after 6 months in India, when you come back and have a pizza, how is it? It's like some nectar is there. Because in India, you cannot get all these things. So when something is not vegetarian cooked by devotees, Krishna doesn't eat pizza. If Krishna wanted to eat pizza, he'd be born in Italy, right? So anyway, that's the point is, when something hard to get, it becomes so tasty. So Yogamaya arranged this separation of Radha Krishna to give so much taste to Radha and Krishna. So one time Jatila and Katila made, no, Radharani will not leave the house. Radharani will not go to Nandagaon and cook for this Krishna Smrishna. No. She is our bow. We have to protect her. So Jatila and Katila, for some reason, Yogamaya arranged this. No one, Radharani cannot leave the house. Otherwise, Radharani, on the excuse of going for Surya Puja or excuse for something, collecting water from the Yamuna, then she meets with Krishna. But Jatila and Katila, something come in their mind, Radharani cannot leave the house. Then Krishna feel too much pain, too much separation. Then Subal, he loved Krishna too much, his friend. Oh, my friend is suffering so much, what can give him happiness? He knows. The meeting with one thing is life and soul of Krishna, that is Radharani. He knows these things nicely. So Subal said, don't worry, bye, I'll arrange something. So, and if you read this book, Wonderful Brajaras, the whole lecture is there. So Subal went to Radharani's house in Yavat. And Jatila and Kitila, as soon as they saw him, they know, friend of the black. Hey, what you're doing here? Then Subal said, oh mother, one calf has been lost. Maybe somehow he entered your Goshala. I want to find him. Then, because Jatila and Kitila also gopis, they cannot deny. Okay, you look. Then Sridham, on the excuse of looking for this calf, he went directly to Radharani's room. Radharani never see the face of any man, but Subal, one name of Radharani is Subal Priya. 1008 names of Radhika, one is Subal Priya, very, very dear to Subal. Because Subal is no man, he has Gopi Bhav. No? Then Subal explained Krishna's separation from Radhika. Then hearing this, Radharani's heart melted. Oh Subal, you make some arrangement. So one thing, Subal looks so much like Radharani. Many leelas there. So Subal and Radharani changed cloth. No? So Subal wearing Radharani's sari. And Madhusudama says all Radhika's ornaments are made of Mahabhav. If you read this Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami, Ramananda Roy, when he's describing to Mahaprabhu all Radharani's like 16 Sringha, all this Radharani's like nose ring, what is it, earrings, what is that, her necklace, this chudamani, this tilak, this bangles, these rings. He described top to bottom. So these are not things made of gold and silver, these are made of ecstasies of Radhika. We cannot understand, we are very low, but still we have to believe this. No? Yes, it's very cold. So Radharani's all ornaments, these are made of Mahabhav. No? So, and the Manjaris, they're putting all this on Subal. So how Subal cannot be in Gopi Bhav? They're putting lipstick, they're putting all eyeliner. If you have a mood of male, he cannot do this type of seva. No? So Guru Maharaj, that time in that lecture, he described, that time Subal forget, I'm Subal Sakhya. He think I'm Subal Sakhi. And he fully decorated like that. So anyway, this is Nakunja Yuno Ratikeli Siddhai. He also arranging the meeting of Radha Krishna. So this is the seva of the Manjaris, the seva of the gopis. Then Subal fully, and he's sitting there surrounded by Rupa and Raji Manjaris, they're all surrounding him. So this is Gopi Bhav. So Subal have adhika, he have qualification for this very, very high type of seva. No? Then Radharani, she took the dress of Subal, and to cover her womanly features, she took one calf like this. Yeah, I found the calf. Even Jatila and Katila not understand this is our daughter-in-law. They think Subal, because looks exactly the same. And Subal had said, you meet Radharani here. So Radharani, in the disguise of Subal, went to Krishna's place. Then when Krishna saw, he think this is Subal, he became, oh, what's happening, brother? Can you bring Radharani here? Then Radharani wanted to test Krishna. Oh no, what to do? Even a male mosquito cannot enter that place, Krishna. No, there's no way Radhika can live. I think your desire to meet Radhika cannot be fulfilled. Then Krishna becomes too much depressed. Then Radharani wanted to test him. So Radhika said, but don't worry, Chandravali is nearby. You know Chandravali? This is Radharani's competitor for Krishna's affection. There was like little war and fighting there. So Radharani wanted to test Krishna. You cannot meet Radharani, but Chandravali is nearby. Then Krishna began crying, oh brother, I want to drink milk and you are giving me water. So when Radharani heard that, how happy she became. Then Krishna embraced like this. Radharani embraced, then Krishna can understand this is not Subal, this is Radharani. And then Guru Maharaj that time was talking about Prabhupada, and he said, Chandravali has her Priya Namasakas, and Radharani has her Priya Sakas. Then he said, but your Prabhupada too much inclined to Radhika. So Didi says that 1992 lecture in Bombay, Guru Maharaj saying pretty much directly. If people understand or not understand, that is their good fortune. No? So, why Gurudev did like this? We cannot understand too much. But Mahajans, they see past, present, future. They know perfectly how to preach and what to preach. We don't know, no? We preach and we kill someone. Like we said, the operation was a success, but the patient died. Mostly my preaching is like that. Preach and kill someone. But Gurudev is not like us. He knows very nicely how to present everything. So already you're hearing from Pankaj and others how much opposition Gurudev had in his prachar. Imagine if Gurudev came and said, Prabhupada's in Sakhya, but I'm a gopi. What would happen, right? How much opposition would come? You think you're better than Prabhupada? You think you're higher than Prabhupada? You're minimizing Prabhupada, he's only in Sakhya. You're in a different mood than Prabhupada. Unnecessary obstacle would come. And Gurudev come to preach Manjari Bhav. And to preach in the West, you have to go through Prabhupada, because this is his area. So when Gurudev would speak, then he little conceal to promote his own bhav. Yes. He is also like old Guru Parampara. Yes, he's like Guru Parampara, but not fully like. Same, but not 100% same. So Gurudev would speak like this to promote his own mood. But he was very careful not to disrespect the mood of the Priyanama Sakhas. If you look in all the statements Gurudev made, you look very carefully what he said. Gurudev never one time said he's a Manjari.
Say that Prabhupada told his gopi name or something, is that?
Yeah, who said that?
I was just wondering if that was said.
We know I know Srila Maharaj told everyone his cowherd boy name. I know that.
Okay, I was just wondering.
No, this is not true.
Because I know Gurudev had his name, but I didn't.
Huh?
Because we know Gurudev shared his name. That was another thing I was wondering.
Then why Gurudev didn't one time just say which Manjari he is? He had hundreds of opportunities. Why didn't he do it?
Yeah.
Even there's one thing, don't mind. Anyway, I don't want to go there, but yeah, Gurudev had hundreds of opportunities just to tell us his Manjari name, but he never did it. Why? Because he's not a Manjari. So anyway, I don't know what the argument's about. Maybe people have too much false ego, or they think the sadhus of Krishna Balaram understand Gurudev more than us. And they think by admitting this, maybe their position will be minimized, but it's not like that at all. So if people accept this thing, then both Prabhupada's statements about himself, all his God brothers, and Gurudev's words are perfectly respected. Everyone's respected. Gurudev not say one word wrong, the other acharyas not said one wrong, but you start saying other things, then confusion comes. So we were offered a $2,000 US reward. Just tell us one statement where Gurudev said directly he's a Manjari. It doesn't exist. $2,000. Even I met one guy in Orlando, a very thoughtful man. And he came to my room and he said, I also listened to all these lectures 20, 30 times. You know, they put, here's where Gurudev said. I listened 20, 30 times and Gurudev never said. I'm fully convinced about that now. But Gurudev is speaking something else. And everyone understand according to their mentality. And then maybe some confusion come like that. But to understand the words of these personalities, we need some shiksha. We need some proper guidance. Everyone's not on that level to understand perfectly and to harmonize everything. Understand? But now it's become such a situation, it's become like a false ego thing. And everyone's just like entrenched. They don't want to hear anything. What I understand, that is perfect. So, if you don't know, then don't say anything, no problem. But if you start saying things which Gurudev never said, and misrepresenting, then everyone will think this is Gurudev saying. Actually, many Prabhupada disciples, many, they've come to us and said, I could never understand why Narayan Maharaj was speaking. I could never understand. No, but hearing all this, now I understand. And Didi always laughs. How clever was Gurudev? How clever he was. Now these people don't want to hear anything else except Manjari Bhav. That's the preaching tactic. That is Gurudev's genius. Of course, we cannot take that thing to the extreme, but that is Gurudev's mission, that's Gurudev's preaching. You understand any of this?
No.
Just, anyway. Don't worry.
Eventually I will.
I'm just speaking. Hear 10, 20 times, then we may little understand.
I'll get it eventually.
Like when Mahaprabhu was meeting with Ramananda Roy, then Mahaprabhu said, I am Mayavad Sannyasi. Is Mahaprabhu Mayavad Sannyasi? But in this discussion of Ramananda Roy, what Mahaprabhu said 2 times, I'm Mayavad Sannyasi. I don't know anything about bhakti. Is it true? Is Mahaprabhu a Mayavad Sannyasi? But he said about himself. So again and again, everything we cannot just take on face value. Sometimes we have to dig a little deeper. What's the real intention? And Madhusudana Maharaj gave one example. In the explanation of Anyabilasita Sunya Bhakti, this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talk about 2 things. Anusilan means cultivation of action, cultivation of something. So in his commentary, he talked about 2 things, Bhav Rupa and Chesta Rupa. Speaking is Chesta Rupa, some endeavor, some bodily activity, Chesta Rupa. But Bhav Rupa means some intention, why you're doing, what you're speaking. Like Madhya Soda, she told Krishna to eat his spinach. But nature of children, like we saw today, don't want to eat salad and spinach. So Madhya Soda takes a stick. Which vegetable do you want, this one or that one? Then Krishna fear and eating spinach. And maybe crying, I don't want, but he fear Madhya Soda, therefore he's eating. So Madhya Soda is throwing the stick and everything. This is not to torture Krishna. This is good for him. Anukulena. If Krishna eats spinach, he becomes strong and everything like that. So sometimes the Bhav Rupa and Chesta Rupa is 2 different things. And Madhusudana Maharaj gives the example, Pankaj, like when Bhakti Pragyan Kesav Goswami Maharaj, he was young brahmachari, maybe 17, 18. His mother sent a letter to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I'm going to die soon. I want to see my son one more time before I die. So please you send him home. So Prabhupada got this letter from Vinod's mother. Then he called Vinod, brahmachari. Vinod, your mother is very sick. So you go and you serve her. You go and see her. This is order of Guru. Then what happened? Then Vinod Brahmachari went to his room. He locked the door and he facing the wall and just chanting Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. He not went anywhere. Then afternoon, Prabhupada sent his other servant, Paramananda. Is Vinod there? What's he doing? Yes, Gurudev, he's there in his room chanting Harinam. Tell him to come here. So when Vinod came, then Prabhupada said to him, why you didn't go and see your mother, I told you? Then Vinod said, Prabhupada, what will happen? I'll go to my mother and she will say, who will look after all these properties? Your brothers are a little incompetent. Only you have the power to do this. So please, I'm requesting you look after this. I cannot say no to my mother's last request. I will be involved in that. I will get married and then I'll be fully deviated from your seva. Oh Prabhupada, after millions of lifetimes I've come to your feet. Please don't send me away. He began weeping. And Prabhupada seeing that, he also began weeping. So Madhusudana Maharaj gave the example. Guru said, go to your mother. But that is really Guru's intention. Is that the bhav? And Param Gurudev understood the bhav. Why Gurudev is speaking like that. You know? So, but ordinary person cannot understand. Outside it looks he disobeyed his Guru. But real thing is another thing. So Gurudev is speaking something that is Anusita, Chesta Rupa. But what's the bhav? What's the mood? What's the intention? That is Bhav Rupa. And maybe everyone not understand equally the bhavs of Gurudev. So, unfortunately this thing has risen, but by Siddhanta we should try to understand. Yes?
So, typically, your Gurudev is like usually the same sort as you, is that?
That's not true.
It's not true?
Not true at all. Like we see Narad Muni, for example. Narad Muni have disciples in all different rasas. Narad Muni's one disciple is Dhruva. Dhruva is a devotee of Vishnu. Another devotee is Prahlad. Prahlad is a devotee of Nrsingadev. Another devotee of Narad Muni is Valmiki. Valmiki worships Ramchandra. Another devotee of Narad Muni is Chitraketu. He worships Sankarsha. Another devotee is Purnamasi. She worships Radha Krishna. Same Guru, but the disciple have all other rasas.
How do you, like, as a disciple, know what to meditate on and all that?
Because each devotee have their own mood inside them. No? Like Paramguru Gurudev gave them idea. No? The farmer plants mustard seed, chili seed, pumpkin seed, what else? Tomato seed. Same soil, same farmer, same water, same sun. But from the chili seed comes a chili, from a tomato seed comes a tomato. So Guru would not give the mood of the disciple, but Gurudev gives the mercy the disciple can realize their own mood. So Gurudev have his own mood, but disciple also have their own mood. In Jaiva Dharma, you've read Jaiva Dharma? Anyway, when you get a chance. Then the Guru, he's Raghunath Das Baba in Navadvip, and Guru have two disciples, Vijay and Brajanath. Gurudev speaking the same katha for all disciples, all Siddhanta. From the heart of one disciple come, Sakhya. From the heart of another disciple come, Madhurya Ras, but same Guru. And what Ras is the Guru, it's not mentioned because it's not important, doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. So this is not a fact that the disciple have to be in the same mood as Gurudev, because we see there's many. If the Guru is in the same mood, this is more beneficial, more lucky. But if sometimes Guru and disciple may be in different mood, then that time that disciple will go to Shiksha Guru. No? Actually, Didi says in Jaiva Dharma, what ras is Raghunath Das Baba? It's not mentioned, but he must be in Sakhya ras. Didi said, it's not written, but why? Because he knows this disciple is in Gopi Bhav, therefore he sent him to Gopal Guru Goswami. And the disciple of Madhurya Ras stayed with Gopal Guru Goswami, but the other devotee who was in Sakhya ras came back to his Guru because same mood. It's not written anywhere, but Didi gives some explanation like that. So it's not a fact disciple will be in the same mood as the Guru, because we see many exceptions to that.
But is it like generally?
No.
It's not about generally.
Like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you see his disciples in all different moods. There was one disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his name was, oh my goodness, I cannot remember. I can write. But he was a disciple of Saraswati Thakur, and Gogamaj too much respect him when he come. He always come to Bhubaneswar. And he was devotee of Lord Ram. I saw Gurudev also giving this in Houston actually. Some disciples came and Gurudev told them, your Ishtadev is not Radha Krishna, your Ishtadev is Ram. And I had good fortune, I was there when Gurudev was giving the Diksha mantras. When you chant Guru mantra, you think Guru is very dear to Ram. When you worship Gaunitai, you think Ram Lakshman have come as Gaunitai. And then Gurudev explained the Kam Gayatri. You know what Gurudev said, Pankaj? Gurudev said, you worship Ram who's more handsome than millions of cupids. So many because Gurudev Katha is very high. Yamuna, Gurudev Katha is very high. But problem is all disciples are not maybe so much high as to fully understand everything he's teaching. Then many like misconceptions. That the Guru should be in the same mood as disciples should be in the same mood. Many things come. So we say Guru is a kalpa briksha. Whatever you want, the Guru gives. Even there's a quote of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He said, the disciples in Vatsalya Ras will see Gurudev as a manifestation of Nandi Yasoda. The disciples in Sakhya Ras will see Gurudev as a manifestation of Subal. Sridham Subal. The disciples in Madhurya Ras will see Gurudev as a manifestation of Rup Manjari.
It's in Jaiva.
So I wrote one open letter to all disciples of Gurudev. When Gurudev would explain the Guru Mantra to the disciples of Prabhupada, he would explain Manjari Bhav.
You want?
He did. To the disciples of Prabhupada. That's why I think so much confusion is coming. But Didi explains, you can see him like that. There's no objection at all. Like Gurudev said, you meditate on your Guru like that. But Gurudev never said he is that. There's a big difference between the two. You can meditate on him as a Manjari. No problem. But don't say he is a Manjari. That's the problem. Because Guru is Kalpabriks. What you want, you get that from him. Mantra is Kalpabriks. What mood you want, you take that from mantra. What mood you want from Guru, you take that from Guru. What mood you want from Bhagavan, you also take that.
And the mood also manifests by itself.
Huh?
The mantra will manifest the mood by itself.
Personal mood of Gurudev have nothing to do with it.
Huh?
Personal mood of Gurudev have no influence on the swarup of the disciple.
Yeah.
Anyway, have to be a little mature. Then we can reconcile all these things. Two disciples saw Gurudev in two different ways. But Gurudev still have his own mood at the end of the day. So, anyway. So try to Give freedom to Prabhupada for his own mood. Give freedom to him. You know? You like something else, that's your business. But he have his own personal taste. Give him freedom from that. We should have a little maturity. He don't have to be what you want to make him. He have his own mood. Try to
So in that case,
understand.
it can be said that Madhusudan Maharaj, and because he saw the dream, and then.
But nobody even knows. No one even came and.
I'm just saying.
But no one even came and asked Madhusudan Maharaj, what is the dream? Not even one person came and asked him.
And some of the people, like in the Gaudiya Acharya line, they see Prabhupada as Prenam Sakha.
That's
then
what he
if
is.
Gurudev has written a letter to
Tripurari.
Tripurari Maharaj and few others that you may think whatever, but I know he's a Sakhi.
But if you read that letter very carefully, word for word, you read that letter very carefully, Gurudev never denied what Tripurari Maharaj was saying. If you go word...
He said you may say it.
No, you print
I
it.
will see.
No, you print it out and bring it. I'll show you word for
No,
word.
I know the word exactly.
No, you
It says,
don't.
You may say
Don't
it.
mind, print it out and bring it here and we'll
Okay,
go
we'll
word
talk
for word.
about it, yeah.
Gurudev said, one devotee, Tripurari Maharaj, he wrote a letter to Gurudev. I can read it out. But can I see Prabhupada like a Pranama Sakha? And what answer Gurudev gave? You very carefully look each word. I appreciate your mood. Gurudev used words like, I appreciate, I respect, I'm very pleased you have that faith. But I know him since 1947. My conclusion, he's in Madhurya Ras. Same thing. So Gurudev keeps some things little concealed. But you look at that, Gurudev never said he's wrong. But I appreciate, I support, I'm very happy. But I know him since 1947. My conclusion, he's in Madhurya Ras. There's no conflict. And when Tripurari Maharaj read this, he wrote, I could never understand why Narayan Maharaj, but now I really understand him. He wrote a letter to us. We have that letter. Anyway, so people should be a little generous, a little soft, try to reconcile, try to harmonize. But unfortunately, people have just dug themselves. Now if they say I'm wrong, people will, I thought the Guru was free from 4 defects. How can you change it? Many things come. So they just have to stick to that, So a little obstinacy, is that the word? Anyway. But don't be too cool for school. Right? We always need some guidance. Every moment we need guidance. And we're too much lucky. We don't have to go to Shiksha outside Gurudev's line. When these two devotees are there. So everyone talks about the dream of Madhusudan Maharaj, but not even one person came and asked him, what's the dream?
I will do that next time.
Why not ask him, what was the dream?
I should have actually. I was too
And
scared to ask him.
they're all writing, we're all basing this whole philosophy on the dream. Madhusudan Maharaj, this is my personal thing. But we're not using that in one thing as any praman for anything. We're not saying here's a pranam like Madhusudan Maharaj had a dream. We never even mention. But people don't even know the dream. When they know the dream, it's very sweet also. When Maharaj, he came to Vrindavan when he was 11, and his Gurudev was Bengali, he already knew Bengali. He's staying with Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Maharaj. Then when he was 11, he read this ISKCON songbook. And this prayer of Jaladuta he read when he was 11. And he just thought, oh wow, Swami Maharaj must be in Sakhya Ras. It's clear as day. Even Madhav Maharaj came over, I remember, and Madhusudan Maharaj read him the poem, and Madhav Maharaj's face went white. Because he's Bengali, he knows Bengali. I remember his face, he was he didn't know about it. But when he heard it, he was shocked,
The prayer from Jaladuta.
Prayers of the Jaladuta. Because Madhav Maharaj knows Bengali. It's there. Well, that's what the whole class was about.
No, I just didn't realize that it wasn't there.
Yeah.
No.
So Maharaj had this dream. That night, he just thought Prabhupada's in Sakhya Ras, no big deal, just went to sleep. And that night, Swami Maharaj came in his dream. And in the dream he said, I'm in Madhurya Ras. I'm in Sakhya Ras. And in the dream, Madhusudan Maharaj was arguing with him. No, you can't be in Sakhya Ras. Because Gurudev said this. In the dream they were arguing. Madhusudan was saying, you must be in Madhurya Ras because Gurudev said this. And Prabhupada became a little angry, What I'm saying, why you don't believe what I say? You believe what I say, you believe what I say, you believe what I say. 3 times. Then Maharaj woke up, And Maharaj immediately went to Didi. Didi, what's this going on? Prabhupada saying one thing, Gurudev saying another thing. This is 35 years ago.
Oh, it's not even now. He was 11 years old.
This is 35 years ago, this dream.
Oh, when he was only 11.
When he was 11, 12. When he went to Didi immediately, I had this dream. What's this dream, Didi? Prabhupada saying one thing, Gurudev saying another thing? And Didi laughed. Just forget about it. And her exactly words 35 years ago, this will cause World War III. Sita, listening?
Yes.
This will cause World War III. And that's happened.
Yeah.
And so Didi just said, forget about it. Don't just forget. So Maharaj forgot about it. And then like 2015, one disciple of Prabhupada, Padabja. This is how it all came out, you know. And Didi always say how it came out. It came out because desire of Prabhupada and desire of Gurudev. Gurudev also not happy all this, I may say, like misconception which came. And Prabhupada also not happy they're misrepresenting it. And Didi always says why they gave dream to him. Because he knows he can fight it. He can present it all. Anyway, so Padabja asked, Didi, what rasa is my Gurudev? And Didi laughed and told the dream 35 years ago. He must be in Sakhya rasa. But it wasn't a class, it was just upstairs, just talking, 2-3 devotees, right? Super informal. And then one devotee heard that. I won't say her name. Then she went to Gopinath Ravan, Krishna Balarama preaching the Prabhupada's in Sakhya rasa. But that's very unfair. You know? It wasn't like that at all. It's just talking upstairs amongst a few friends. You know? And then people went on the internet, right? They're writing all this horrible stuff, and we kept quiet 15 days. And horrible stuff they were writing. You read it was all on Sudevi's page. Sudevi's page, all the horrible things they're writing about Didi and Maharaj. Horrible thing. And I become too much angry, you know. And we kept quiet 15 days, then we give answer. And that book, that's the answer. So
my question is that why did Maharaj have that dream? They were under the Anugat of Gurudev. These are under. So why they didn't ask this?
You have to read that book. All this answers there.
No, but did they ask Gurudev to?
But Didi says, "Who are we? Gurudev knows perfectly what he's doing. Who are we to question him?" And then Didi gave the example in the Bhagavatam when Mohini was distributing the nectar to the demigods. Then the demon, one demon Rahu, he came and he was saying to Mohini, "Hey." And then Surya and Chandra said, "Hey, this guy's a demon, he's by force." And then Mohini cut off the head of, and Ketu and Rahu became. And because of that reason, Rahu and Ketu even to this day are suffering, the solar eclipse. What was the offense of sun god and moon god? Bhagavan Mohini doesn't know everything, she knows everything. Why are they giving advice to her? Hey, he's a demon. So Didi said, Gurudev knows perfectly nicely what he's doing. Who are we to give him advice? So we just keep quiet. That's why Gurudev would always say, I'm giving these lectures for 1 or 2 persons, not for everyone. And this is Gurudev's preaching tactic, and it was so successful. Gurudev knows nicely what he's doing. So Didi said, we just keep quiet. But Didi always says, no? Whenever he would talk this thing, he would look at Didi and smile. Didi always says that. Whenever he would talk his Gopi Bhav, he would look at Didi and smile.
But Didi must have asked privately.
No, why? Gurudev knows perfectly who am I to give advice to Gurudev of what to do. In due course of time, everything will be rectified. And that happened. You know? Anyway, people may say it's not important, but for me it's like a real
the thing is that when that happened, at that time everybody was following Madhusudan Maharaj.
Where?
When in 2015, when this happened, when this dream news came out, at that time everybody was 100% following
Can't say
Maharaj.
no, that's not true at
A
all.
lot of people were following Maharaj.
Some
but because
people.
of this, actually Maharaj lost the following of those people.
That's okay.
But then he has established this.
But it's not Madhusudan Maharaj's desire came out again. That's Didi came out. And Didi said, Gurudev come from Gurudev, make me speak this thing.
So
otherwise everyone forgot 30 years.
No, what I'm trying to say is that the truth came out.
Yeah.
And then you stick with it. You didn't manipulate it. You didn't change it, even though you lost so much.
When this fight started, I said to Didi, when I saw it going crazy on the internet, I said to her, I remember clearly, Didi, we have to just drop all this stuff. And I'd said exactly, we're going to lose everything. I could see it coming, you know. And then she became like a lion. We don't care, you know. We're fighting for Gurudev, we're fighting for Prabhupada. I remember her mood was like a lion. Anyway, what can you do? Then sometimes Didi laughs, you know, she could become angry at Prabhupada. Why are you dragging us into this? You know, she laughed like that. Anyway, what to do? Every generation these things happen. That's why we always have to have Shiksha Guru. They nicely reconcile, adjust, you know. Like Saraswati Thakur, he's so much preaching against Sahajism. So no 10th canto, no all this topic. He stopped all this because people misrepresent him. And what happened? Everything went too much that side, Vaidhi Bhakti, you see. Even Prabhupada, we never hear him, Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayat. All these songs he never sang. No Gopi Bhav, don't say the name of Radharani. This. Then Gurudev had to come and give some adjustment to the mood. But problem is everyone's gone too much to Sahaja side. Even Gurudev, Gurudev told Gopinandini in 1996, my disciples will spread Sahajism all over the globe. And that's happening, no? If you say to Bhakti, said, I just want to hear Rupa Manjari Bhai, we give you a slap. No. Even Trivikramaraj, I'll tell one story, then I'll shut up. People don't know who is. You know Trivikramaraj, right? You heard? You met him?
I was fortunate to meet him.
But he too much loved Didi, Actually, Trivikramaraj's mercy, because I knew Trivikramaraj was Mahabhagavat, but his mood is something else. I knew what I did, this old kata that I wanted him not speaking that. He my Shiksha Guru, I know Mahabhagavat, but his mood is a little different. So I was praying, I need someone I want to hear these topics. So I was always in Trivikramaraj's room, and Didi always come in, always. And Trivikramaraj said to me maybe 10 or 15 times, you know who she is? You have any idea how qualified she is? You know how qualified? Maybe 10, 15 times he said. So Trivikramaraj had too much affection for Didi, no? So when Didi came to Gurudev, this is a very nice story also. When
Can I
Gurudev,
bring the kids in so they can hear?
yeah, that's all right. I'll tell him later. So when Gurudev gave Diksha to Didi, she was first disciple, and Didi's father built Gurudev's room in Rup Sanatan. That was built by Didi's father. And when Didi finished her PhD, she was teaching. And her father said to her, what do you want? And Didi said, anyhow, I have to leave the home. It means when you marry, the girl has to go. So I have to leave the home. Then she said, I want to go Vrindavan. So her father wrote a letter to Gurudev, I'm giving my daughter to you. I won't tell everything, no, but Didi went and she took initiation. Gurudev said, I'm not giving Diksha. Then she fasted for 2 weeks. And then Tirtha Maharaj, God bless him, he said, Gurudev, if you don't give her Diksha, she's going to die. Then Gurudev heart melted, and he said, take her to the doctor. When she comes back, I'll give her Diksha. And Didi said, no, first Diksha, then doctor. She's so much determined. So Gurudev gave her initiation. Then she started a little preaching, and then opened the doors for all Mathura Basis. Many people also waiting for initiation. So Gurudev gave her a room, first in Rup Sanatan, Pankaj. He gave her a room there. Then Trivikramaraj, Trivikramaraj came to Mathura, to Rup Sanatan. And Gurudev said to Didi, be careful, he's come here just to kick you out. Because Didi was quite beautiful, young. So Gurudev warned her, he's come here to kick you out, stay away from him. So Trivikramaraj was quite fierce, quite strong personality. So he stayed 6 months in Rup Sanatan, but he never met Didi. Because Didi that time staying with Umla Didi, all time in room chanting Hari, she never come outside. And for like 14 years, she just stayed fruit. She never had grains for like 14 years. Ekadasi for 14 years. So Trivikramaraj could never meet her. After that, he'd go, Didi would see him coming, go the other way. And he came out, knock on the door of ladies' room. So Trivikramaraj waiting 6 months, no chance to speak. Then there was some, Radharani Kunj, what's it called?
The next to Gopinath Bhavan, that used to be Bhavan Maharaj.
There's a little Bhavan Maharaj temple just opposite Gopinath Bhavan. Across.
It's not there anymore, right?
No, it's still there. Still there.
Sure.
Beautiful deities of Bhavan Maharaj. So Gurudev went there to give kata. But Gurudev was a little late. So Trivikramaraj was there, and everyone was there. Then Trivikramaraj began speaking. And he started hammering Didi. What? Do you think we can get Bhagavan just by not eating rice? You think you can get Bhagavan just by wearing white cloth? And just hammering him for like 10, 15 minutes. And Didi just okay, he wanted to hear, let me hear what he says, just listening. No? Then Gurudev heard this kata. And Gurudev came and snatched the mic off Trivikramaraj. Because first disciple, first calf. Oh, then Gurudev started supporting. Yes, for Krishna we can give up anything. To get Krishna. We can give up nice cloth. We can give up eating. And Gurudev Anumodan supporting them. Then Gurudev finished the kata, then Gurudev took prasad. And Didi waiting, when Gurudev leaves, I'll get some Mahaprasad. But Trivikramaraj not moving, not washing hands, he's just sitting there. And there's only one way out of the temple is past him. So he's just sitting there. And Didi realized, I have to go past him. So when she went past him, Trivikramaraj said, so, you like the lecture? Very heavy. And Didi laughed and said, Maharaj, you're like Narad Muni, always making trouble for others. Always making trouble for the gopis, actually. And Madhusudana Maharaj is saying, no? And Trivikramaraj said, anyone, and you hammer them, they cry, they become emotional. But no. She And such an answer she gave. Then Trivika Maharaj realized, really, she's not some ordinary person. Then Maharaj said to her, hey, you know Bhagavatam? Come tomorrow, I'll teach you Bhagavatam. So every day Didi would go, and because Madhusudana Maharaj said, Trivika Maharaj, big Sanskrit scholar, big scholar in Sanskrit. One time Gurudev said, it's necessary in our Sampradaya, someone go through all the 500 sutras of Vedanta and find where is the explanation in the Bhagavatam. And Gurudev said, I remember, only one person is learned enough in our Sampradaya to do that, that is Trivika Maharaj. I remember.
Oh, really?
Trivika Maharaj joking, but really big scholar in Sanskrit. No? So he'd go through all Bhagavatam with her, like that. Every day, every afternoon, teaching her like that. Then they came to 10th canto. Then Trivika Maharaj said, I can't teach you 10th canto. Why? Because I never read it. Why? My Gurudev said I'm not qualified to read 10th canto, I don't touch it. And Didi said, come on Maharaj, you're so old, no one's going to marry you now. Don't be afraid, you read 10th canto. Then Trivika Maharaj became inspired, okay. And all night he'd read all these 10th canto. And what he'd read, and then Rasananda, now Sridhar Maharaj, he would go to Gurudev. Gurudev, I don't know. All night Trivika Maharaj not sleeping, he's just reading. When we ask him what he's reading, he just locks the door. So Madhusudana Maharaj says, who is Didi? No, she can even inspire this mood in the heart of someone like Trivika Maharaj. Gurudev personally taught her all Jaiva Dharma, personally sitting, all Jaiva Dharma, and all Gurudev's notes there in her books. Too much affection because first disciple. Anyway, so I guess that's my mission. Instead of everyone should come under little guidance, then everyone benefit. But everyone avoid and go against the whole society, everyone lose. Okay, sorry this is not a new class, but
No, it's good, because I've learned stuff even if I don't know, like later on, I'll like, oh,
we're hearing, then we can,
yeah. It will,
even when we don't
it will
understand,
process.
still something is going in there.
Yep, it will process.
Maharaj, I think
You know, when the end
you
of
should
the
explain all the different bhavs from Shantabhav to Dasyam.
Not tonight, tonight's enough.
Her, so she can understand that.
Can't do everything in 1 hour. Tonight's enough. Sakhya Bhav tonight.
He brought the Kartal to stop you, Maharaj.
Yes, we finished tonight.
Remember, like, in Devan and Gaudiya Math, we used to have a system that Vaman Maharaj used to keep, or Gurudev used to keep this Kartal. End of this thing, tan tan tan. Okay, finished now. Beautiful Harikatha, Maharaj. Thank you.
It's a very sweet topic. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid, no fear. And by this, everyone's respected, everyone's satisfied. Even Madhusudana, what's the fight about anyway? Who they're fighting about? No one even know anymore.
So, Maharaj,
Yes.
question. So how did Didi identify Gurudev?
By bhajan. She went nasty. Gurudev said yes. Her chanting's not like our chanting. I've seen her chant for 14, 15 hours without moving.
I can say something about Didi. Before I was in ISKCON, I already heard about Didi with Gurudev's name, and I already heard about her from Mahanidhi Swami and a few other people. So she was actually a lot of the ISKCON sannyasis. They will go to Gurudev, and then they'll go to Didi to listen, to hear, and understand more deeper about what Gurudev is saying. Because Gurudev was saying something so high, nobody could like really decipher it. So then they'll go to Didi. I think Didi must, you already know that, right?
She never said that.
Yeah, so a lot of like some sannyasis, Mahariji Swami.
But they all know how, they all know.
He wrote so many books, meeting Didi, and then there was criticism that a sannyasi going to learn from Didi.
Right.
Then after that he stopped. He told me.
There's many people criticize why sannyasi going there, but Gurudev also had female disciple, but no one criticizing Gurudev for doing Sri Sangha. How we should see Guru, we don't see by body, we see by them. Sakshat Hari. And ladies also, in our Sampradaya, there's history of lady Gurus. Kiva Viprakuba Nasi Sudra Kenonai. Guru is not Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, who knows Krishna Tattva. That's Guru. And one person is mood, have no mood of enjoying Gurudev's property. That's she's so much strict and ideal in every way. Anyway. So I recommend Jayadev met her, ran away, come back. Come back, don't lose connection, don't lose hope. Okay, go Premanandi.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes.